What if a pack of velociraptors, the most coordinated predators of the Cretaceous, suddenly appeared in the Amazon rainforest today? No fences, no control, just instinct, intelligence, and one of the most complex ecosystems on Earth. At first, it would be quiet, too quiet. The jungle is normally alive, filled with sound, movement, and chaos. But the moment the raptors arrived, that sound would start to fade. Birds vanish, monkeys disappear into the canopy. Every animal that depends on sound to detect danger would fall silent, because something new has entered the food chain. Real raptors weren't monsters from movies. They were small, lean, and fast. About 2 meters long, with eyes that could track movement like a hawk and claws that could open flesh with surgical precision. They hunted in coordinated groups, not for sport, but for efficiency. Each member had a role. One drove the prey forward, another cut the escape route, a third delivered the killing blow. This level of coordination wasn't common among dinosaurs. It was intelligence, the kind that thrives in an environment like the Amazon. The jungle is a living maze. Dense vegetation, constant rain, low visibility. For raptors, it would be paradise. Their small size allows them to move through the undergrowth undetected. Their claws give perfect traction in the mud. Their feathers, likely already adapted for temperature control, would repel moisture and camouflage them in the dappled green light. The Amazon wouldn't slow them down. It would make them invisible. The first phase would be observation. Raptors never attacked blindly. They watched, they learned. In the first week, the jungle's natural predators, jaguars, caimans, large snakes, would begin disappearing, not all at once, but one by one. Each disappearance leaving behind only bones arranged neatly, stripped clean. Not a sign of chaos, but of calculation. And while humans would remain unaware, the jungle's balance would start to shift. Raptors hunt for survival, not dominance. But in an environment this rich, success multiplies fast. A single clutch of eggs could hatch a dozen young. With no natural predators, their population could double within months. Soon, every corner of the rainforest would belong to them. Now imagine what that means for the ecosystem. Tapirs, monkeys, ground birds, all primary seed spreaders would vanish. Trees dependent on those species would stop reproducing. Insects feeding on their carcasses would explode in number, consuming new plants and breaking the cycle of regrowth. The Amazon's lungs would begin to choke themselves because one predator from the past would unbalance everything that keeps it alive. But survival isn't just about hunting. Could raptors endure the Amazon's diseases, parasites, and relentless humidity? Probably not at first. Fungal infections would attack their skin, bacteria would infect open wounds, but nature adapts fast, and raptors faster than most. Within a generation, survivors would develop resistance. They'd shed more feathers, thicken their scales, and alter nesting behavior to avoid rot and moisture. Evolution would start again, right where it left off 66 million years later. If imagining these what-if worlds keeps you watching, subscribe to Lost Timeline. Every episode dives into the impossible, not to tell you what happened, but to explore what could happen if the past walked again. Month 2, human contact becomes inevitable. Satellite scans pick up unusual heat clusters near uninhabited zones. Rangers report missing livestock and silent forest trails. No one believes it's real until the first drone captures movement. A blur between trees, a shadow with eyes reflecting infrared light, and then it's gone. Teams sent to investigate would find evidence, but never the creatures themselves. Deep claw marks in tree trunks, feathers with unfamiliar DNA sequences, footprints that vanish mid-trail as if the animals learned to move through water to hide their tracks. The jungle becomes a fortress, and for the first time, the predator is no longer human. Attempts at containment would fail immediately. Traps can't hold what doesn't repeat behavior. Poison bait ignored. Thermal cameras blinded by humidity. Sound sensors overwhelmed by millions of false signals from insects and rain. Technology would be useless because these creatures don't fight the environment, they become it. By the third month, raptors would be an ecosystem of their own. They'd regulate prey populations, shape hunting territories, and drive competitors into extinction. Entire valleys would go silent, perfect hunting grounds. For them, survival isn't just likely, it's inevitable. From an evolutionary perspective, The Amazon would finish what time started. The raptors wouldn't stay the same. Their bones, their scales, even their behavior would shift to fit this new world. Feather colors changing to match foliage, metabolism slowing to conserve energy, eyes adapting to low light. They'd become something entirely new, not relics of the past, but architects of a new age of predators. By the time humans realized it, it would already be too late to stop. You can't fight what you can't see, and you can't destroy what the jungle protects. Every attempt to locate them would end the same way: silence. The forest closes, the tracks vanish, and the world moves on, unaware of what's evolving beneath the canopy. So could raptors survive in the Amazon jungle? They wouldn't just survive, they'd thrive, because the jungle isn't a paradise, it's a machine that rewards adaptation. And raptors were built for one thing, only to adapt, hunt, and endure. In the end, if evolution ever repeated itself here, it wouldn't look like science fiction. It would look like the Amazon, alive, breathing, and waiting. And somewhere beneath those endless green shadows, a pair of eyes would open again, watching. The fossils stay silent, and the answer lives only in our imagination.